One viewers. I think you're pretty now understanding the way God works, the way God is doing things. He works differently, and every single time when He works differently, it makes you to come into a new level of understanding. So we are moving on. So this time round, it's like I'm here at home. I remember those days that it was like short terms, yeah, because of how the COVID-19
It
really
affected the whole syllabus of education in many
affected.
countries, actually.
Exactly. It affected a lot of things. The syllabus, education sector, it really has affected a lot. So after some few days, I just loved the way God used to do it. Just coming home, seeing dad, mom, my own mom, mom Elizabeth, mom Phoebe, everybody, seeing everybody, and my sisters and my little brother, my little high tower, everybody. It gave me a certain refreshment, also in the spirit. And going back to school, it's a new moment. The same day I was going back to school. Now after also my dad have challenged me, he have prepared me. Going back to school, going back to school, God talked to me the time when I was at the dormitory. God came and talked to me, and He gave me an information, and there's a mission that He wanted me to do, a mission for like a period of 2 days, and it was He wanted me to fast, and it's like when the moment God wanted me to fast, sometimes there was something that He was up to. There's something
He was
that
preparing you for
He
something.
was preparing for something. Many a times He used to prepare me for some things, but sometimes I would be stubborn. I'll be really stubborn. I'll really fight with Him a lot. We will really, wrestle with Him a lot. But at the end of it, He will win the battle. So this time round, He have come and He have told me to do so
Fast for some days.
for some days. But I never obeyed God. I never obeyed God.
You just felt this God is too much.
I felt it's too much. And I never fasted. I never went for those 3 days. The 3 days are ending.
And you have
The
not.
first day I have come in school, the second day, third day, nothing. Yeah, it was not easy. Yielding to that, it was not really easy. It required.
It is the flesh.
It is the flesh.
The flesh doesn't
Wrestling,
doesn't want to yield.
Battling with God, and I used to really struggle. And now it's the third day. The third day I've not done the mission of God. The mission is like God, when God speaks now, it is for now, not tomorrow, not after 3 days ending. It is within those 3 days. I want you to exercise that. Without you exercising, there's a lot of things that you don't know is happening in the air.
Oh
You
my
don't
God.
know.
And He wants to reveal to you.
He want to reveal to you. He want to open your eyes to see something. He want you to advance in a certain manner. He want you to come into a certain level of understanding His heart. And He want to. It's for now, not for tomorrow. It's like Jonah is being sent to Nineveh, and he's taking his own direction, his own path. What happens? Because the time of God is delaying, what God does, it confronts you. It brings in an intense process.
A system.
Exactly. To compress you, to be able to fit inside His own will.
Because He cannot postpone His agenda.
He cannot. Oh my goodness. Even if I tried to come out of the system of God, He have already took me over. I cannot even come out. I cannot. He have took me over. He have possessed everything within me. My personality, my feelings, everything. He
has already taken over.
Everything.
He was in total control of your life.
Control. Like a remote. If you want to change, you want to put Citizen TV or any TV, any channel that you watch there outside.
The TV cannot say no.
No, it cannot say no. You have to yield to that. So that third day at night, the Lord came. I went on the bed and I just slept. It's like I just rested a little bit, but I'm not now deep in the sleep, but I've just rested on the bed. But it's like there is something that I'm feeling. It's like there's that short of breath. You can feel there is short of breath. You feel that you're not breathing. You're not breathing at all. It's like there's something is taking away your breath. At the same time, you can feel that somebody is strangling you, and it's like you are locked from within. You cannot come out. It's like just a person comes and puts you in water, immerse your head in water.
Oh my
you know, you
goodness.
cannot breathe well. So that kind of experience. You have been locked somewhere. You cannot move. You cannot express yourself. You're locked inside there, and it's not comfortable. God came and compressed me inside that thing, and I don't know what is that. He puts you in that, and you can feel there's somebody strangling your neck. It's strangling your neck, and you are short of breath. You cannot breathe. Oh my goodness! I felt as if I'm coming out of my body. I'm going.
And you knew it was God or something,
knew-
or saying that this is Satan?
I knew it was God who came because of my disobedience.
Okay.
My heart connected. For 3 days, I've not gone to that mission. For 3 days, I've disobeyed God. I've really disobeyed God. And I started crying to God inside that locked room, inside that locked place.
Yes.
I started telling God, "Oh God, I know I've sinned against you. I've disobeyed you. You gave me a mission, but I've not done it yet. Please forgive me." I was crying in that locked place, telling God, "God, forgive me. I will do it. I will go. I will do what you want.
Yeah.
But please,
Let me go.
Let me go. Do not take my life away." Because I could feel I'm going.
Yeah.
Could feel I'm going. And at that moment, the next day, I've never experienced such a thing before. Because I felt I'm going.
Yeah.
And even after God coming and doing that, I just moved for that day. But the sense of when he comes and tells you do that, you are not yielding to that at the moment. That was the state. He's saying do this at the moment. You're not yielding to that. You're not doing that. You're not responding. You don't want to do it on your own time. That was the case.
It's like God was telling you, when I say now, it's now.
God was feeling very painful. And how did God feel? You're a servant of God, and God speaks to you. God is coming to you. What a favor. Of come in your life and is speaking to you. And that was the state that I was in, a state of disobeying God. He's speaking to me, but I'm disobeying God. And the prayer is, God, help us to obey, because it's not easy. It's not easy. God, help us to obey you. Help us to walk inside your speaking every single time.
Yes.
And so that was what was happening. And that was the place that I was. Every single after now, God have done that. I went at my own time. After 3 days, God coming and compressing me, I went at my own time. I said, yes, I will go for those 3 days, but that was my own time, not God's time. Not that God. That was God. This thing was not. I think God was not even there. When God tells you to do that, He's there.
So the first thing that you did was yours.
It was mine. It was mine. God was not there. So I struggled. I struggled. And sometimes I used to disobey God in such a scenario. And God will come and compress my mind in such a way that I feel my mind is heavy. I cannot even perceive or understand anything that the teacher is teaching. You feel as if there's nothing is entering in this head. So sometimes I used to go to the toilet and cry unto God and tell God, "Oh God, I want to rescue and save my family."
In between the lessons.
In between them, after when the break time, I would go to the toilet and cry to God, "God, release me. Yes, I will do serve you. Yes, I will say, yes, I will do serve you, but still, I'm in a place whereby I cannot respond to that." When I don't do that, He locks my mind. I'm not getting anything. When I go and tell Him, "God, release me," yes. But when I don't do,
He locks you.
Maybe, for example, he tells me, do not take breakfast, do not take lunchtime, but take supper. Those kind of instructions used to come to me. Or take only supper, or take only lunch. Those kind of things used to come to me many times, but I'm not yielding to that. So I went at my own time, at my own given time, and I prayed, may God forgive me for what I did. It really brings me, it really takes me back into those moments. And even in now life that I'm in, and the instruction that God gives out every single time, may God give me ability to yield to those things every single time.
Yeah.
And also on your side, may God help you.
Yeah, man.
So that was what was happening. So now, there is something here that was not to happen. I never knew.
And that is what God was preparing you for.
God was preparing me for that. To be strong enough to do that.
To fight this.
To fight which is coming.
Oh my goodness, He was preparing your spirit for the battle.
He was preparing my spirit for the battle. A huge battle that I could never, I've never even encountered before. This was huge. It was like,
now I see why God was so upset with you.
Yeah, it was to take, you see, what the Lord had done in the missions of hope was so great. It was to bring the entire face of missions of hope down. That which was to happen.
There was a plan of the enemy.
There was a plan of the enemy to bring down what the Lord had built for years in missions of hope down.
And to bring the vision for this family.
Exactly, this
down.
family down. The family to the Kamaus, to bring it down. Exactly, and so God was preparing me to be able to fight that which has come.
Oh my goodness.
So this moment, one of the students was admitted in the school. Now this time we informed too.
Yeah.
It's like he was admitted. Being admitted, I was looking at this boy and it's like, hey, the outer appearance was really
appealing,
fascinating, and it's like, you know, it attracts you. And when I looked at him, he was clean. When he came, in fact, it was brought into our stream, the class that I was in.
Okay.
The guy is super smart, intelligent, good in everything.
Wow.
When he speaks English, is that accent of an American.
An American accent.
Yeah, an American accent. And that is what I have been praying for. That God bring somebody
who will teach you English.
Not even teach me, that we will be talking with. Because I used to talk a lot.
So that you perfect
exactly.
your English.
Many times we used to talk with him, and I loved that accent. So it's like he thought that we are. It's like the class that he was saying in terms of life.
Yeah, lifestyle.
The lifestyle, exactly. The
status.
Class, the status, exactly. So he thought that I was in the same status. So, but also I was speaking English at the same time. So I was also perfected my English at the same time. So we were talking to him, and so people knew him. Joel and Waweru. He was called Dennis Waweru. So Dennis and Joel, they
are good friends.
Are good friends, and we were known with the common thing. They only love speaking in English. This is an English family, so nobody loved
like English-speaking guys.
So
the English family.
So that is what gave me strength to continue speaking that language, even though people used to say, "Why, Joel, do you love speaking in English every single time?" And it's like that is what gave me the strength. That is what gave me the strength. So this is Dennis Waweru. He has come, and I'm seeing all of these qualities, and I'm impressed with it. He was also best in sciences.
Wow.
Best in sciences. And he also admired to go to one of the schools. Massachusetts. Exactly. He wanted to go in US. He wanted to go in those kind of school. He wanted to study electrical engineering. That was his dream.
Wow. Electrical engineering.
Yeah, that guy had vision. The way he was speaking impressed people. Impressed even some teachers. Only his English. And the way also sometimes he performs, he's smart. That guy was smart. But there's a day, he never knew me. And also I don't know him well.
Okay.
God have not revealed to me about him. There is no any revelation about him. So there's a time God sent me to go and speak at the parade.
Okay.
So I went and spoke at the parade, and I was speaking with the students. I spoke to them. There's a word that God gave to me. I go and speak to them. And Waweru saw me in a different angle that day.
For the first time.
For the first time. Oh my goodness. Joel is
this.
Oh my goodness, he never knew me. He thought that we are like
friends.
we are friends, and it's like Joel will support my faith and my belief. So there's a time now, after now doing all of this, the work of God, going back to class. It was like I don't know, it was a games time. I remember it was games time when I was now doing my work at the class, because I used to spend time in the class. If you don't find me in the class, you find me in the dormitory, preparing my clothes or those kind of things. So I was in the class doing some assignments. So I was hearing this young man called a small group
of people.
A small group of people.
Dennis now.
Yeah, Dennis Oweru. He's now calling this small group, and he was telling them that I am an atheist.
I am an atheist.
He was now confessing it, and he was he was speaking it not to hurt me, not to hurt me completely, to hurt me and really destroy whatever it was built by God. And he said, I'm an atheist. I don't believe in this God. Who is God then? Who is God? It's like, I don't believe in any. He never believed in any spiritual things, supernatural being somewhere. God. He never believed in that. He said that he's an atheist. That the Bible was fake. The Bible was just a story. The things that we are reading in the Bible is just a story. People have just created for themselves.
Fabricated stories.
Yeah, exactly. And he went into the story of Moses, trying to challenge people, trying to ask them, how can Moses come and write for us the beginning? That in the beginning God created this and this. But how can he brings the book of law, all of it, like God created? Was it there when God was creating? So he was challenging people with the things of the beginnings. It was challenging people, and so people were challenged. It's like those people who never wanted to,
and they don't know how to counterattack him because he's he's good in English.
Exactly. There are some people who are willing to walk with God.
Yeah.
And there are some people who really opposed God. Those people who opposed God found a greater foundation to be able to stand and mock God.
Oh God! In the doctrine of Dennis.
In the doctrine of Dennis. So they were supporting what Dennis is talking about. But those people who never found that chance of doing that because they are willing to follow God, they were challenged. And like they cannot even speak for themselves. In the midst of all of these things, God gave me a revelation. And I felt like I'm strengthened in this so much. You can feel boldness within you. There's something has entered in you. Something different. Something powerful that is able to confront this enemy that is speaking. And I said, this is the enemy. And I stood up and I said, if that is what you will believe, then believe. But this is what I believe. And this is what I will talk about. I've seen this God in my life, and it's real. The way he have turned in my life is real.
It's real.
My God is real. Why am I talking about my God? Why am I talking about this God? It's because he turned in my life. He appeared in my life.
Yes.
Dennis is talking of something that you have not experienced yet. Even being that this is not, if you have not experienced, it's just a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It's just a lifestyle you have just copied somewhere. But this, I have experienced it. It is real. It turned in my life back in some years. I know this God is real. The Bible is real. What he's talking about Moses, the way God appeared to Moses, and the way Moses was intimately and close to God, connected to God, that powerful relationship with God brought him in a level that God can reveal to him the things that happened in the past.
Oh yes.
And bring him into a moment of seeing what took place in those days.
Years before you.
Why was Moses on the mountain every single time? A man who is taking 40 days, 40 nights and
4
days
days
on the mountain. What was God doing with Moses? What God was doing in Moses and what God was doing with Moses, he was revealing to him the beginnings.
Yeah.
He was revealing to him what he's supposed to be doing. God was revealing to him what he's supposed to write down for the people of Israelites, for the children of Israelites, that they may speak all these things every single day of their lives.
Oh, yes,
they may live by these laws every single day of their lives, that they may never part away from this. This is the truth. This is the truth. And so I spoke a lot about the beginning. God revealed to me just right there about Moses and the
Just was
relationship.
the revelation.
Exactly. That gave me a lot of boldness to speak and confront that spirit. And David and Dennis was shut. And I told him, and I told the people who were there, if you will believe in God, then believe in him. If you will not, and believe in Dennis Owero, then believe in him. But I will believe in God because he have appeared to me. He have turned in my life.
Yes.
He have changed my life around. I have seen him in my life in circumstances that he appeared to me. I have seen God. Those people who are willing to serve God, they were strong at that moment. I came to realize later, now the next day, that this guy had spread the same information in the entire school. He was spreading the same.
Something is born.
Exactly.
Something
There's
is
something.
exploding darkness.
Is spreading this new doctrine, this darkness in all school, in the entire school. The Form 1s, Form 2, Form 3, everybody knows what this guy is. Everybody. I've been challenged and perplexed with this guy. God, when I woke up in the morning, God had told me, I want you to go in every classes
Every class.
and destroy and demolish what Dennis Owero is planting and what Dennis Owero is putting in the school. Go and cancel everything.
Go and bring down.
Go and bring down that darkness. Everybody is challenged. Go and bring it down. I had also to speak it at the parade. I had also to confront that spirit at the parade because this is whereby everybody is listening. And God brought to me the book of First Kings, chapter 18.
Yeah.
Whereby Elijah is saying that
confronting the spirit.
Is confronting the spirit. If God is God, serve him.
If Baal is
God, then serve him.
Serve him.
Then serve him. How many times will you cling into between two opinions? Serve one God. Serve him if you want to serve him. I talk with these people, moving in every classes to be able to retrieve the hearts of the people into the works of God. Because what God had done in the missions of hope, it was so huge, it was so big.
Yes.
That it could not be
the
just
enemy wanted to level it
in the same day, just in those days that he entered in school. And God refused that. He brought everything down. To make it worse, he went to the principal office. And going to the principal office, he wanted the same belief to be spread, to have a small group of
be
people.
Legitimate.
Exactly, to be atheist.
He was that bold.
He was that bold. But he found a principal, and one of our pastor was called a Wycliffe Farmer. He was our pastor. He was the school pastor. Now he came and talked with them, and it was like, they told him, no, we are not raising atheists here. We are raising children who will be transformed by God.
Yes, not atheists.
In fact, go and be saved.
Go and be saved.
Run and be saved. If you want things to run well for you, go and be saved.
Receive Christ Jesus
as your Savior. But he never understood. He never got that. He never wanted to understand that. Those things were like nonsense to him. I'm telling you, this guy was fighting with the God he never knew.
Oh my goodness.
Fighting with God he never knew. I'm telling you, he started like his life was now leveled. He started now joining some bad groups. And his life was like now turned around. And like people are now misusing and taking advantage of his frustration and his emotions and misusing him in the school. His clothes are being stolen. Everything is, the shoes that he had get lost in the dormitory, and it's like, that is how life started turning around. The guy started turning out dirty and don't know what is happening. People could not understand. The guy was completely struck with those who are demon of a sleep. He was sleeping in the dormitory like nothing else. And sometimes just sleeping. And sometimes some students who are used to be called, send in the dormitory to take him and carry him with blankets. To bring him at the parade and sleep there.
Still asleep.
So you can imagine what God was doing. God started hitting him. And it's a time he joined a bad group. Joining a bad group is like, I don't know what they happened. They collided, and it's like they wanted now to beat him. They now took everything that belonged to Dennis Owero. They stole everything. But Dennis Owero was left with nothing. His blanket, his mattresses, where to sleep. He had nowhere to sleep. So what happened? You know, I even after now Dennis Owero doing all of these things, there's that friendship that we built. And I was like, Dennis, you have to leave this bad company. I was now advising him as a friend. You have to leave this bad company. Imagine I still love him.
Yeah.
And he's the great opposer, and he's opposing me in the entire school. He's misusing my name. He's insulting
Was
me.
he respectful to teachers?
Let me tell you, there was also a spirit that entered in him that was lasting also for female teachers. Imagine.
Spirit of lust.
Spirit of lust.
For the female teachers.
For the female teachers. He was saying that these are my women, these are my wives, and it's like
In the class?
in the class.
After the teacher comes?
After the teacher coming and teaching,
A female teacher.
he will say, that is my wife coming out of the class. Must have children. And it's like I will ask myself, do you know what you're talking about, Owero?
That's my wife. That's get out of the class.
Coming out of the class.
That was my wife.
So
He was that rotten.
completely rotten. God is coming to break his old pillars and bring him down. Bring him down. And at the moment, I'm telling you, now he was being searched by those people to just beat him up because they had collided. I'm telling you, he had nowhere to sleep. So he came to my cube because I was sleeping alone by that time. At that time, you know, I had this problem of bedwetting. Even we talked of it previously.
Yes.
It really used to really disturb me. Even there's a time I was sleeping with some guys in the cube. And just during the day they came and one of them just threw my mattress through the window. And my blankets out through the window because they never wanted to sleep with me because of my disability.
To share the
to share the cube.
The cube, yeah.
So I used not to sleep in one cube, that huge cube alone. Exactly, I used to sleep alone. So these days, Owero have come to me at night. He have nowhere to sleep. He have nowhere to go. So he came in the room and I said, let me search for him because there was another bed there. So I told him, let me search for you another mattress because teachers really loved me. So I will go and take maybe a mattress somewhere and a blanket and just help him. Also, I just helped him with my blanket. Mattress, I just searched to somewhere else. But I helped him with my blanket and he slept near me that day.
Okay.
Even after doing that, you know, it's like, then I woke up in the morning, people were shocked. How can you treat this guy with the kindness, yet he's misusing your name?
Really
He's really
your name
abusing my name and destroying all things about you. And it's like, is your great opposer. Why do you have this kindness
to such a person
to such a person as this? You still search for him a mattress and a blanket? He still sleep near you. They were shocked. What kind of a husband I am? I think then the same night God came and talked to me and told me, my son, I don't want you to, because your grace, the grace that was flowing upon my life was covering him. So God came and told me, your grace is covering
this
man. Remove that cover. I want to deal with Owero. That grace, that cover, God was telling me to remove that cover. He wanted to deal with Owero. And he told me, I will put Owero to the dust. That is humbling him to come into a level of saying yes.
As the Bible says,
Putting
every
down,
nation
shall bow. Exactly. God wanted to deal with Owero. And I had to leave him now to God. And I had to leave Owero now to God. And so that shows us the grace that is upon and the grace that is in the heart of the servants of God. Should be that the grace that is flowing from God inside their heart. I'm telling you, some people could have been destroyed by God long time ago. but the grace that is flowing from God in the servant of God have that ability to cover, to put a cover upon you, not to be hurt. The grace of God is full of love and compassion. And so when I removed the cover, God was able now to deal with Waweru. Amen. And may God bless.